All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Blueprints. Only day 24. I don't know what to expect. I'm hoping and a little bit expecting to see some sort of meaningful change, something different, a new note from Anne Babbage or something different in the entrance hall here. The next day. All right, I think that qualifies. I get a trophy? Question mark. We have a new stamp. From Nuance. They have a dirigible? That's cool. Open only in the event of inheritance. Dear Baron, welcome to Mount Holly, your home. I still remember the first time I was addressed by my title. I was quite a bit older than you, but it still felt strange, especially after a lifetime of hearing my father addressed daily by that same title. But life is a journey of growth. Growing up, growing older, growing wiser, and in our case, growing into the Baron of Reddington. The Baron doesn't have to be a daunting figure. He could be quiet and unassuming, or loud, brash, and boisterous. He could be deceptive or trustworthy, humble or boastful, or any measure of other things, but always clever. When I inherited Mount Holly, I never had to prove myself. They just gave me the keys and left it at that. It felt too easy, too trivial, and very undeserved. Experience comes with time, but without validation, I spent the better part of my youth questioning myself, and as I grew older, that lack of conviction and aimlessness amplified. I never really had any goals or objectives to strive toward. I never had any dreams to realize. I never set my sights on something beyond the horizon. I never had a room 46 to reach. And now that you have reached your goal and are basking in your well-deserved glory, shiny trophy in hand and showered with accolades and titles, will you be content to stop there? Or will you look to the horizon and wonder what dreams lie ahead? Oven Navari, Herbert S. Sinclair. Huh. That's the first achievement I've gotten in the game. Reach room 46. The Inheritance Trophy, in recognition of completing your bequest. Trophies earned will be permanently added to the trophy room. I haven't even seen the trophy room. That's very cool. Okay. I haven't even looked at this game's achievements. I don't even know what other options there are. There's my stupid allowance. Okay. I'm obviously going to keep going, otherwise I wouldn't be here. But we have a couple things to look at. Room 46. Nope, we still don't know what's in there. Right, we got the lost and found. I wonder... No, because the gambling casino, as opposed to the non-gambling casino, the casino would be a studio edition, right? It wouldn't be there? So we're missing a shop, we're missing a green room. We're missing... Oh, the servants' quarters. I know what that one is. We're missing room 19. Quite possibly something gem-related. Plus 1 gem here, plus 3 gems here. Something. Ballroom, which sets our gems to 2. So that's kind of my guess. These are all, like, money-related down here. These are all key-related. Yeah, so you're going to be something having to do with gems. 2 items, 4 items. I think the attic is 8 items, so I'm assuming this is the attic. I don't know what 7 and 8 are. Interesting, though, because the parlor and the break room are puzzle rooms. So what are 7 and 8? They're probably puzzle rooms. just by virtue of the game kind of lumps things together like that, but maybe not. There could be something separate going on here. Okay. So we've seen most of the rooms. I still want to see all of them. That's like one of my main goals. Obviously, there's still a lot more of the red letters to get. There's still another permanent addition to the house, probably that other closed door outside. I don't know what's going to happen when we get all the stars. There's the inner sanctum nonsense. Fascinating that it starts here, though, right? It starts here and it's going this way. So this is maybe something right here. Another place to track something? Maybe not. I could be overthinking it, but... I love the way that this UI, like this menu, has just expanded as we've gone. I have no items. I don't know, like, you don't look disturbed still. I don't know if anything's been taken. I don't really know what's going on. There's like the courtyard area that the fortune teller, the Great Elzara, told us we... Oh. Okay, well, there's the other shop we're missing. Oh, I should go out and do... let's go see what our outdoor room is. I just, like, forgot. I was all caught up in the letter and stuff. Yeah, I'll make a wish. There's still, like at the terminals, there's the data transfer that is just unavailable. Don't know what that is. Has something to do with the server room that we don't have access to. Ew. Shrine could be really good to get a blessing, but I kind of want to go spend my money in the gift shop. I wonder if we get one of the, like, horrifically expensive items from the showroom. Like, what would that let us trade for in the trading post? I'm kind of curious about that. I also kind of want to re-examine the hovel. I mean, this would have been great. I mean, yesterday, it doesn't matter. Like, yesterday was fine, right? We got to room 46 yesterday. We got a lot done. We got a sanctum key. We got so much done yesterday. This also would be very good if we have another day like yesterday, where it's like, hey, you have, like, more than double the number of steps you started the day with, and you've already spent that many steps on top of it. Because yesterday was stupid. In, like, a good way. That was mostly due to, like, the classroom and getting, like, all the apples, and then we got the early nursery, and et cetera, et cetera. Let's do the hovel. I wanna reread all the stuff that's in here, and, like, maybe take screenshots this time. So this, we think, was Denny Ravain's room, the previous groundskeeper, who presumably stole from the Baron and then was fired. Something sort of along those lines. Oh, yeah. he did get fired. Your half-hearted dedication and maintenance of the grounds have been greatly appreciated. However, I regret to inform you the services groundskeeper in Mount Holly will no longer be required effective immediately. The decisions made after careful consideration is based upon repeated observations and documented instances of neglect in the performance of your duties. The state of the green rooms in particular has deteriorated significantly over the last few months, which reflects poorly on the rest of the staff. You're required to vacate the hovel by 20th of March, ensuring all tools and equipment belonging to the estate are returned to the tool shed in good condition. Your final wages will be settled promptly upon completion of these instructions. We thank you for your time and service. Wish you the best in your future endeavors, and Babbage House Manager. Right. And then he has, like, secret notes, yeah, that are not that secret. 45292, coincidence. Why the different colors? I don't know. We know... So blue, we don't have any group affiliated with blue. But pink, purple, and yellow we do. But I don't know what this means. Why is it coincidence? Why did you write it in those colors? Alright, well, I thought there was more in here, but I guess not. That's all right. Steps might be a little more precious today, but we'll see what we can do. I'm curious about what's in the gift shop. I wonder if that's only available now. I wonder if this was just rare and could show up at any time. I wonder if this is only available now that I'm Baron. I don't know. Thank you for visiting Mount Holly. We hope you enjoyed your stay here. Right by the entrance hall. That's perfect. I wonder if it has to be adjacent to the entrance hall, because that would also be kind of funny. Let's just see what our other options are before we go in there. Early lab is interesting. Storeroom's also tempting. I will just do the storeroom, get it out of the way. Sure. Compass is nice. Oh, the reading nook. That's right. And then let's just do the library here. Kinda awkward. I'd rather have it be rotated, but that's what I get for picking up the compass, I guess. Let's go back and check the gift shop. Yeah, this feels like it's unlocked and available now because I reached room 46. There's the Red Prince. There's several copies of the Red Prince. Enjoya lunch. So is that Joya the chef angel? That might be. That seems like a clue. Blue tents. Tents fit for a prince. This is something else. Let's go. Let me go to my important people. There we go. Important people, the angels. There's the chef. Joya question mark. Okay. We're gonna have to know the names of all the angels at some point, right? For sure. Dirigiblocks. All the postcards. This is the postcard that we have in the library book. So's that. That's greetings from Reddington. That's in the boudoir. Merry Christmas. Stay safe this holiday season. We gotta get to the boudoir to enter just Christmas. I give up. I'm stumped. Alright, well, at least they're giving us, like, some incredibly obvious clues in case I couldn't figure these out. I love it. It's so stupid. This is so dumb. This room is stupid. A permanent addition to the walk-in closet. It just looks nice. When you reach rank 5 with the lunchbox, a permanent addition to... Oh, these are permanent. Oh, this is cool. Okay. When you reach rank 5 with the lunchbox, gain half your dinner steps. So we would just get like 10 steps. But we have to draft the dining room. Is it an additional half? Does this basically give us 50% more dinner? Probably. Swim trunks, permanent addition to the pool. A pair of trunks is always handy for swimming. Just be sure to bring some keys. I don't know what these are gonna do. Swimbird plushie. Unlock dare mode. Permanent addition to the master bedroom. What does that mean? Blue tents can only be purchased after you've proven your merit as a scout by obtaining 8 trophies in your trophy room? The Rigiblocks Home Console Edition coming soon. Steam. Let's move you over here. Library. Blueprints. Achievements. View my achievements. 1 achievement. Inheritance Trophy. Reach room 46. 31.5% of players have reached have this achievement. So only a third of people have made it this far. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 visible trophies and 11 hidden achievements. So there's a full house trophy, draft a room in each open slot of your house. Man, I was so close yesterday too. Trophy of wealth, buy out the entire showroom. Holy cow. Because that's what, like a 50, a 60, an 80, like another 60, a 20. That's going to be like $500 or something. I'm assuming I have to buy those all at once. I'm assuming it's not like you buy it once and then it like the item is now available to just show up randomly or something, because that seems kind of silly, but I don't know. Explorer's Trophy, complete the entire Mount Holly directory. And there's what, like 3, 4, 5 rooms, something like that we're missing. 6 rooms, 5 or 6. Okay. Have a room in every slot of the house. Buy out the entire showroom, complete the directory, and then the Trophy of Trophies, complete the entire trophy case. So that's going to be, you know, the platinum. And then 11 hidden, which is probably going to be things along the lines of get all the red letters, open, like solve all of the sanctum sigils for the inner sanctum. That's kind of, those are just guesses, but 110 to unlock dare mode is a lot. So we could, man. So if I wanna buy out the entire, this kind of changes things. If we want to buy out the showroom, that is going to have to be a like save up $500 in the chapel, and then use the piggy bank to get that, right? Otherwise, I don't really. I guess the discount coupon could help. But otherwise, I'm not sure. I mean, these are permanent upgrades. We can afford the first 2. May as well. I'm probably going to regret that when we go get the bookstore in the library, but that's, you know, that's okay. Holy cow. Just a lucky early conservatory. Steps are going to be spicy if we don't get, like, the nursery or something to help. Okay. Thank you. Phew. That was timely. We don't have the classrooms. We're not going to have all the free apples. This is still good. Sleep mask would also be nice, but this is good. I don't have any shovel. Okay. Break room is already commonplace. That's fine. That's a good one to have be commonplace. Parlor is pretty okay. I don't want to mess with these. I don't want laundry room to be more common. I don't like this room. We could make the parlor slightly... We could make you standard. I think that's okay. I don't know. This is tough because so like just at like an overall strategy level, it would be nice to kind of bump everything up to standard and only have the common rooms be things that I like actively aggressively want on every run. So things like her ladyship's spare room, just a very solid room for us. Like the workshop maybe, probably like the nursery. It's just stuff that I want to get really early. But like that's going to involve changing a lot of crap. Is it okay if I make the parlor slightly more rare? Yeah, probably. But also gems are kind of spicy, so having gems early is pretty good. So we could maybe make the break room slightly more rare. But you're also very nice to get because of the thing. I'm gonna call this a bust. This just kind of stinks. It just gave me like not a good collection of rooms, in my opinion. Veranda could be really good. 6 steps is kind of steep. Let's do the workshop. Yeah, it's this in the library, so let's just keep marching forward, shall we? The den is nice. I kind of don't mind this going out to like a dead end. I mean, having like the parlor, having it keep going is also very nice, but um, and gems are like actually kind of worthless for us today because of the step thing. Forgot about that. Yeah, the West Wing Hall is fine. Keys are going to become a much more important resource as we go. Keys are always a pretty important resource. Alright. The box next to this box contains gems. The box next to this box is true, so you can both be true, maybe. Or a box next to this one is true. Okay, so if this is true, then either one of these has to be true also. So then there would be one false and 2 trues. If you're false, a box next to this is not true, then that means that everything has to be false. So that doesn't work. So you have to be true. So one of these black and blue has to be true also. So you say the box next to this contains gems. The box next to this box is false. That cannot be true. That is incompatible. That does not work. So you are false, so the other 2 are true, so this one has the gems. Okay. That wasn't too bad. The Geist bedroom helps with steps. The hallway's a little goofy there. It's all a little goofy. The rerolls are also just amazing. Kind of wasted the West Wing Hall, but that's all right. Yeah, let's just see what else we can do here. We don't have a key card, so I have no way of like getting to the foundation if things go poorly. The pantry would be kind of nice. The bedroom's also pretty good here. It'll also help facilitate backtracking. I do like the lab. Could you imagine if we got the boiler room hooked up to the lab? ever. If we ever did that, that'd be great. Alright, let's see what our experiment will be today. Every time you eat an apple, add a small chest at the entrance hall. Gain 1 key for every 2 hallways in your house. Gain 3 gold for each red room in your house. Each time you unlock or bypass a security door. For each bedroom you draft after your second. I mean, I'm kind of going for a lot of bedrooms because of the nursery, but we also like already have a lot of bedrooms. We only have 1 hallway. If we get a second hallway, that could facilitate things a little bit better. We haven't seen any apples. We don't have the classroom, so we're not going to get a bunch of free apples. I don't know that we're going to be unlocking or bypassing any security doors. Maybe. I mean, maybe we do the bedroom one. I don't know. I don't know. None of them seem like super great or easy to get this time around. Okay. As always, like the boiler room would be phenomenal here. I mean, I'm gonna do security because we can keep the boiler room dream alive, but the drafting studio is also like kind of mission critical because I want to add all the new rooms. But this is also pretty good. And of course you have a security door. Why wouldn't you? So let's just set this to the typical default. I wish I could actually set this as a default, but low, unlocked. Are we missing any items? No. Well, this might just be kind of a brief, over and done sort of day. Because I feel like things are not going great. Hallway's kind of nice. We could maybe get, like, her ladyship's room. Also just out of keys. Ooh, okay. Nine steps is a pretty steep cost to pay. However, that's a lot of money. So we can go buy the swim trunks. I'm still holding out hope that we could get the... like, why is there an Anubis statue here? That's just kind of weird. Unless the developer of this game is just like a fan of Spelunky or something. Can I take that trophy? Can I have this trophy? Can I put this in the trophy room? How about that one down there? Can I have that trophy? I want to see the trophy room. I also want to get some vault keys. Yeah, I guess we backtrack and see if we get the bookstore. If I could get the bookstore, that would be my main preference. Do we push forward through the hallway? I mean, it might be locked. We could check and see if it's locked. It's locked. What a surprise. Don't have the key card. At least we got to save a couple steps there. Parlor room just goes to the Geist bedroom. That's right. I'm disappointed in you. Just want to reiterate that. So, I'm going to buy the swim trunks if we don't get the The bookstore. If we get the bookstore, it'd be nice to get one of the really expensive $50 books, but if we don't swing that, I would love to get one of the there's like a $40 book instead. And I think I just am gonna like burn my rerolls here. Oh, I saw you and I was so hopeful. Man, the Chamber of Mirrors would be awesome if we had access to the Foundation, maybe? Because we could get to the other side. I really want to solve this, but that's going to be an annoying room to deal with. Hey, we got the bookshop. Thank you, rerolls. Okay. And you're locked, so we're done for the day. That's kind of a bummer. $42, huh? We could get Realm and Room, which would help us with the sigils, and drafting strategies 4 and 5. We could just get the Curse of Blackbridge. I mostly want the History of Arindia First Edition. I don't know what the Curse of Blackbridge is. I don't know what the drafting strategy things are going to give us. Realm and Rune would also be pretty good. Realm and Rune. Let's buy out the cheap ones. I should buy the expensive one and have the cheap ones available for if we don't have a lot of cash. But that's not how I roll. And then we're just like, that's it, right? We're done. You're locked, you're locked, you're locked. Don't have the card key, so we can't get to the Foundation. Yeah, okay. Can we just check these out, though, in the library? No. We have to wait until the next time we come here. So I'm not going to pick anything. We'll just wait till the next time we get here. Is there a new, like, room 46 entry in the thingy up here? In either of them? Probably not in the records. Hey, inheritance! Room 46. Is that how long it took me to get there? No, because I played for 34 hours. $10 hours, 26 minutes, 27.5 seconds. That's my average day. 10 hours, 1 minute, 48 seconds. What? I don't understand this. What is this? I don't know. I don't understand. Still want to combine a lot more stuff in the workshop. That's great. Okay, yeah. So I had a comment about room 46, and the other one doesn't. Okay. Whatever, game. Yeah. And it doesn't really matter where we call it a day, does it? This is like a shockingly short video. Let's, I don't even think there's anything we could do outside. There's no, like, none of these are safe rooms or anything, right? Like, we don't have a safe that we cannot go open. I'm glad we at least got to, like, make use of the vault. We don't have any keys, so there's not even any point to, like, going down into the underground. Alright, well, I threatened to do this at some point in the past, so here we are. Let's just read through a bunch of the stuff in the directory. Not all of it, but a bunch. I am also just literally going to call it a day after I'm done reading, like, just a bunch of these random rooms. So if this is not your jam, then, like, farewell. See you tomorrow. Otherwise, let's do some reading. The foundation, cornerstone of the house, unvarying, unchanging foundation, is one of the only constants in the estate on which you can truly rely. This natural cavity was hollowed directly out of the mountain itself, with its stone and earth walls displaying an underlying coarseness that the rest of the mansion conceals. And it's incredibly rare, drafted once, and it's permanent, so that's interesting. We already read that, because that was the first room ever. Her ladyship's spare room. Assuming that one day she would no longer be content confining herself entirely to the west wing of the house, one of the planned uses of the spare room was to serve as a secondary sleeping quarters for Lady Clara Epson. Perhaps here she can finally get the good night's sleep she has been searching for. Rotunda, circular chamber with a domed ceiling adorned with an array of mechanical gears. In the center of the room, a stone podium serves as a central pivot point for the chamber's true purpose rotation. A fitting function for a room named Rotunda, which means clockwise room in Arajan. Yeah, it's a cool room, and we could rotate the blueprints too, which is nice. The parlor. This cozy lounge furnished with couches and armchairs serves as the perfect social setting for receptions and after-parties. Consequently, this is one of the most popular rooms for entertaining, and the late H.S. Sinclair was known to supply a myriad of parlor games to encourage his guests to think and conversate. The break room. A dimly lit staff break room equipped with a comfortable lounge area, a coffee snack station, and a collection of billiard games for the staff to ponder over. This cozy space served as a 15-minute haven for employees seeking a brief escape from their daily tasks. I've definitely been one of those 15-minute escape room or 15-minute escape employees before. The bedroom closet. A very modest recessed space used for storage. This particular closet is favored by the junior members of the staff who utilize it to stash away assorted articles and knickknacks whose proper place in the estate is yet unknown to them. So that's why there's just random stuff in there. Walk-in closet. The stylish and smart clothes in this generously sized closet belong to the former mistress of the estate, Lady Epson. Though the small dressing room has not been used in many years, it is nevertheless kept up and preserved in the state you now find it. Plus, there's like a t-shirt in there. Dedicated storage space filled from end to end with a surplus of chairs, carpets, paintings, and a handful of other things that had at one time been in vogue and on display in other rooms of the house. Yeah, I'll go through this page and then maybe do like the studio and some of the other stuff that we've seen. The reading nook, a snug corner reading room. So I love that they have different descriptions, right? So presumably if we had one of the other nook upgrades, like the morning nook or something, breakfast nook, that's what that was, then we would be able to see other, like a different description. That's kind of cool. A snug corner reading room which serves as a quiet, private place for guests to spend a few hours of their afternoon away from the hustle and bustle of the staff. The garage, entering and exiting out through the west-facing private drive. The garage serves a more practical and informal entrance point to the estate. Music room, a small recital hall providing an ideal setup for musical performers and accompanists. I'm not familiar with that word. It feels like it's missing a letter or something. It is not uncommon for at least a few recitals and performances to be held in this intimate setting each year. It's an unusual 3-star room. But I like that it has a major key and a minor key. Locker room. This poolside locker room is, of course, not always poolside, but it is much more convenient for guests when it is, and much less annoying for the servant who must follow the dripping swimmer across the house searching for their locker. Spread keys throughout the house. That's right. This is one where, like, it'd be nice to lower the rarity. And also, like, get the pool. The den, a more traditional family room, warm and inviting, so comfortable one might assume that the countless clocks surrounding the sofa are placed in a futile attempt to avoid inevitably wasting the entire day here. The wine cellar short staircase leads down to this below-ground cellar, revealing an impressive collection of bottles. I don't know why I can't read today. From every respectable vintage of the last 200 years. To the seasoned wine aficionado, the labels displayed here would indicate a preference for prioritizing extravagance and rarity over quality. Ooh. So it's just for showing off more than anything else. The ballroom, an opulent hall with a polished mirror floor. In the old days, numerous balls and dances were held in this splendid room. However, as he aged, the Baron began to prefer private parties in the parlor over the grand formal receptions of his youth. Pantry. A well-stocked pantry is always the true test of a large estate, and keeping Mount Holly's wide gamut of ingredients and supplies stocked has always been one of the primary priorities of the house staff. I think we already read the Rumpus Room, but a uniquely modern-fashioned gaming room, the Rumpus Room has provided many guests of the estate with countless hours of recreation. The room is outfitted with a record player, 2 television sets, a collection of board games, and a mysterious antique fortune-telling automaton named Alzara. I like Elzara. I'm curious to know what else he has to say for us. Secure on-site. Good portion Sinclair fortune is in here, despite the fact several inventories have led accountants to assume the true legacy of the Sinclairs is hidden elsewhere. Office. The late Sinclair's personal home office, a room he used exclusively for business affairs and the running of the estate, a task he took increasingly more satisfaction in overseeing in his later years. Yeah, we've read a bunch of those. Let's go through like the studio editions and the found floor plans. Clock Tower, we already read that one. Oh, access. Hang on, this is different. Access to Mount Holly's clock tower has always been heavily restricted, which might explain why maintenance has been unable to mend the perpetually halted clock face, a testament to the unchanging winds of the sacred hour. Why is 1:30 the sacred hour? That's weird and different. An exact copy of the floor plan used in the architectural design of Reddington Elementary. These copies were deployed to Mount Holly as a short-term solution to allow the curriculum to continue uninterrupted while the new school is being built in town. We already know about that. I've read that a couple times. Solarium. A quaint floral sitting room surrounded entirely by tinted glass panes. The solarium is ideal for tea in the afternoons or getting some sun without the hassle of going outside. Yeah. We've read that one. I think we've read the vestibule as well. Yeah, the doors get stuck. Mechanarium, an iron-vaulted mechanical chamber affixed with motorized panels that can reveal up to 8 different doors, depending on the parameters at the time of creation. Oh. We got an upgrade. We got a key. We got a lever for the antechamber. And then we got the sanctum key. So I think we've seen all 4 of these. Or like we had all 4 of them open yesterday, of all days. Tunnel. Going under all obstacles, the tunnel pierces through walls and rooms alike. This crudely excavated passage looks to be the work of someone determined to get where they're going regardless of whether the house's floor plan is accommodating or not. Conservatory. This Baroque arboretum showcases and preserves the rarest specimens of every type and variety. Through selective propagation, the gardener here may influence which flora or flora, like floor plans, will be considered commonplace during the next season. Lost and found. There's always been a history of things disappearing on the estate, including this very floor plan, which had been lost for many years itself and missing from the directory. Now that it has been found, some long-lost items from Mount Holly's past might finally resurface. Oh, I wonder if you're going to have like a sanctum key or something. I don't even know what else could show up. Rare items, huh? That's interesting. I think we've looked at all these, but let's just go through these anyway. Tool shed, simple shed with a variety of tools used by the groundskeepers in the course of their duties. That makes more sense. Underground bunker located away from the main house, fallout sheltered, designed for air raids, thick walls made of lead. Great. Blocks radiation, emergency connection to the house terminal. Yeah, we've definitely read that. Long before Reddington Elementary was open, school convened in a single small building. As the student body grew over the years, the need for separate classrooms for each grade arose, and the Mount Holly Schoolhouse was officially closed down. A sacred silence permeates this candlelit cavern, whose flickering lights add to the holy aura shining down upon a meditative statue. His stone hands present forth a stone bowl to the devout pilgrim who may wish to make an offering of gold. The root cellar, an underground store of jarred vegetables and fruits from Mount Holly's gardens, always amazing what great things come from a little digging around in the dirt. Spoken like a true child. A squalid dwelling on the edge of the estate belonging to one of the groundskeepers. Yeah, former groundskeeper, but yeah. Trading post, an outpost established on the outskirts of Mount Holly in the era before the New Realms. This station allowed the frontiersmen and trappers of these mountains to trade goods and services with the estate, the locals, and one another. And the tomb, the Sinclair family crypt, is as gloomy as it is immense. The true Sinclair legacy lies here, resting beneath the stones, a parade of distant relations and forgotten ancestors. All right, I've decided I'm only going to drag this out a little tiny bit longer, but we are going to keep going. Let's do the hallways, because we've seen all of these at least. Probably not going to be a lot in here, but I'm curious about what the foyer has to say. The hallway, one of the many nondescript hallways, snaking through the estate and providing elegant causeways between the more noteworthy destinations that the house has to offer. The west wing of the estate has been closed since the death of Lady Epson. It is unsurprising, therefore, that this hallway, in its neglected state, features boarded windows and dust-smothered furniture. The East Wing Hall. This fenestrated hallway overlooks the east side of the estate grounds and is warmed in the early day by the light of the rising afternoon sun. Early day and afternoon are different parts of the day. Game. Corridor, a long hall with two doors at either end that had been one of your uncle's most frequently traveled rooms. Consequently, he had left strict instructions with the household staff that the doors of this corridor should never, under any circumstance, be locked. That's cool. That's a pretty handy room. Passageway, a long, cramped series of unfinished passages used primarily by the servant staff to traverse the estate quickly. Commonplace and fairly expensive. This is a tempting one to axe the cost of. Secret passage, a small dead-end room with an ordinary bookcase that exemplifies that the best means to escape the confinements of our world has always been through books. I like that. The foyer, the grand Baroque hall of Mount Holly, is impressive to behold. This ornamented passage is flanked with the marble pillars and features the bust statues of the more prominent figures of the Sinclair family legacy. Interesting. I think getting the hall pass, getting the foyer, and then maybe putting the Great Hall right on the other side or something. This seems like there's something puzzly about this room, with the weird hand statues and all the statues, the busts. Man, it's so hard to know what's going to be relevant in this game and what isn't, which is part of what I love about this game. All right, the Great Hall, room of many doors and even more choices. The Great Hall is unquestionably the largest hallway of the house, but it is also the least useful, for the doors lining its walls are always locked. Perhaps for a reason, because one of them has the lever. And two of them are just dead ends. They don't do anything. That's good for now. We got half the rooms, the numbered rooms left. We've got the bedrooms, the greens, the shops, the reds. Plus any other things we find in the future. Yeah, I can't say that I'm learning anything in particular about those, but it is just nice to read the little descriptions from them, little bits of lore. I guess we just call it a day. That's kind of a bummer. But, you know, it happens. Welcome to RNG. When I picked the hovel at the start, I was kind of anticipating that this day would suck, and then it did. we just did not get any keys. I did also spend all my money at the gift shop. I could have taken like the commissary or something. Maybe tried to buy some stuff, but hey, I mean, we got a bunch of books. And the reading nook makes it a lot easier to get the library. So a thing that I'm sort of thinking about is with the conservatory, we could make the library ultra rare and just like never draft it on its own, but we're guaranteed to get it off the reading nook. So that's one way that we could sort of like bump it out of the drafting pool unless I specifically wanted via the reading nook. So that's kind of tempting. But again, the conservatory has to work with me, and it sure didn't today. It sure didn't. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. May the grace of the Twilight Dragon be with you. Hopefully tomorrow we have a little more success.